Jodisue, Jodisue, what have you been up to? Jesus, I'm multi-talented. Maybe I'll start doing some little singer-songs. All sing and dance around a campfire together. But yeah, Jodisue. Now, people all know I did a video not that long ago, so I'm not Jodisue's biggest fan. Mainly because I just couldn't really understand why she had a channel. And a lot of people said,
but you've got a channel, and she's just expressing herself. She had a channel before.
You're right, she did have a channel before. Kind of not along the same lines. It had stuff regarding the KKK and that sort of stuff on it. And obviously all that content, all the weird stuff, was removed. And the first 16 videos on this new one were just titled Summer. And it got me to thinking, is that guilt? Is this person feeling guilty about something? Now let's not forget the facts. We know that Jodisue kind of come away from that area not long after the disappearance of Summer. Facts. We know that the issues between her and her partner kind of coincided with all this. This is a person who would put up with lots and lots of things from her loving, wonderful partner. And by her own admissions, we've seen various messages and clips of her seemingly feeling that children could be in danger around this guy. And that's not me, I'm not saying it. She said it. And she must know because she's lived with him. She's been with him. They've got children. And then you look at the other bits and pieces that also looks incredibly strange. Like we touched on the other video about she's obviously going through treatment for cancer. And I've said, you know, I'd want her to be well. No matter whether she's a prick or not, I'd rather she was, you know, not an ill one. Certainly not a dead one. But at the same time, certain things just didn't ring true. Like the running down and, you know, getting involved in the search. She also complained that people had got her children involved when, in all honesty, she done that herself. Nobody else did, she did. And even that didn't ring true. You've got one saying that the scream that they heard was kind of an animalistic shrill, and the other one saying it was a muffled boo. Well, that wasn't a very good impression of a muffled scream. Maybe that sort of thing. But that didn't make sense either. And then, on top of that, we have the fact that the scent dogs went directly to Jodie herself. So these are scent dogs picking up the scent kind of around Jodie. And I think to myself, why would scent dogs go direct to you? It's not like you was friends with these guys and you had, you know, access to Summer as in being friends. And I thought, what scenario would the scent of a missing child be around your feet? And then I thought, well, hold on a second. The last vehicle that was known to be involved in this case was a pickup truck. Now we know a pickup truck has a cab and it has the back section. You would have a driver who's obviously going to be driving that vehicle, as drivers do. So if you then wanted to take a child, you would potentially struggle if you was on your own. You might have a second person with you, and that second person may be in the passenger seat, and they may have the child in the footwell of that vehicle. Now, I'm not saying, before anybody starts whinging,
oh my god, he's blaming Jodisue, she got involved.
We have to look at every angle. And I'm just asking why the dog scent would have been picked up around Jodisue's feet. You know, we don't know whether it's true or not, but there's been rumours about her son creeping around the area and this, that and the other. And to be honest, there's so much bullshit around this area, you don't know what to believe and what not to believe. But then a little birdie gives me some other information. And they say, look, at the end of the day, Jodisue is not an angel. She might come onto her lives and, you know, doing her pitch as in,
everything's going bad for me, I'm really ill, I'm going through treatment, everyone's picking on me, and if you could just, please find it in your heart to donate to my PayPal app, that will really make me feel better. Thank you very much.
but what else has she been involved in? Well, she apparently, and again, this could just be hearsay, but with every rumour, they tend to stem from some truth. And it would appear that Jodie has potentially been involved in buying pain meds from Grandis. And that I would deem as something that's very probable. But going back, it would also appear that there's potential that Jodie had herself a little industry going in the meth business, and that she was making meth and putting it into Mountain Dew bottles. It would appear that people involved in this could have potentially been Brad, Chase, and what would be happening was that they would be laundering money through various business to try and clean the money that was made from the meth business. And again, this little birdie may have got it all wrong. But at the end of the day, like I say, some rumours start with an element of truth. So I ask you, Jodisue, was you involved in the production of meth? And was you involved in laundering money through Brad? Now, there seems to be an unwritten rule around these hollers, and that is what happens in the holler stays in the holler, and you guys kind of deal with everything yourself. But at the end of the day, there's a load of children around this, and they seem to have been affected hugely by the stuff that was going on. And no matter how you kind of try and sugarcoat this and look at it, Jodisue Brown always seems to be in the middle of it. Now, as you saw, or you may not have seen, but on Benny Key's channel, he showed that Jodisue she had found the burgundy truck. She was talking about it, it was on there, and she had been involved in saying to people to keep it to themselves. Don't go viral with it, so to speak. And if you've looked over on Crime Stories Obsessed's channel, it would appear that on the same day that someone went missing, there had been a report to 911 earlier on that day, around 8:30, 8:35, 8:40, of a burgundy vehicle being seen abandoned by the side of the road, and young children on the side of the road waving. That had been reported in. This was about 35 minutes away from Ben Hill Road. But look at all these coincidences. So you've got a burgundy truck that would seem to be abandoned. You've got children around said burgundy truck waving to the point where people are concerned and they ring that in. You've then got Jodisue Brown, who has found a burgundy truck and don't want anyone to talk about it. She then has the scent of summer on her legs. She then puts herself front and centre in this online debacle, if you like, and then somebody's telling me, well, she's not a good lady. She is involved in nefarious stuff. She was indeed involved in drugs and meth and money laundering, and there was a lot of stuff going on around this hill. And when you start taking all this into consideration, you do have to ask yourself, did something just get out of hand? That's not the only thing as well. We could go on about the fact that Jodisue Brown seemed to have a real interest in the land around that area, specifically around 110 Ben Hill Road. And you think to yourself, well, why are you that bothered in it? You don't even own any land. You don't seem to have any claim to it unless you feel that there's a claim to it. I don't really understand. I don't really understand why you've put yourself involved in everything. Are you just keeping an eye on stuff to make sure that something don't get said where you have to do a bunk? Who knows? Who knows? But there's a lot of coincidences. And you know what people say? There's truth in coincidences.